And that's not a joke. Like, that is where I got a foundation for where countries are in Europe. That and CK2. And flags from FIFA. Yeah, I could totally see that. Did you learn about Cortez? Not really. Honestly, like, we learned a lot about the colonization of North America and like the age of discovery from a North American standpoint, and essentially nothing about the discovery of the New World in South America, and like literally nothing about the colonization of Africa at all. We did learn about residential schools. I'm not so old that that was swept under the rug. And it was taught with like an air of like, this is like a shameful part of Canadian history. So like, again, I'm not 50. I'm only 33. We didn't learn about the Second World War though, because it hadn't happened yet when I was still in high school. Plus two. He's kind of old. He's not that old, though. He's kind of old, though. It's because Europe's old and busted and North America's the new hotness. It's over for you, Europe. You had your chance. Just wait it out. Just wait it out. We don't have to push past. There's no reason to push past. We're doing fine, Crocodile. I can't get it out of my head that everything is going to be all right, Crocodile, even though nobody but me remembers who Sean Mullins is, apparently. When you were in Vietnam, were you in the shit? Yeah, I was in the shit. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to quote Rushmore while simultaneously insulting my age. Well, not insulting, just saying it's advanced, I guess. Advanced. I like the sound of that. Oh, man. Streamer kind of old with it. I like that. Streamer's kind of old with it. You can catch him at the park with the 1,000-yard stare. No, I have like a 4-yard stare, and I'm monitoring the situation to see if it needs my supervision. Most of the time, it doesn't. Most of the time, you know, it's a self-policing environment. Sometimes, though, you know, your kid's trying to go down the slide, and your kid is not even 2 years old, and there's like a 6-year-old up at the top of the slide that's just like, this is where I'm taking a nap. And then you got to be like, hey, buddy, move the fuck over, okay? You don't say it like that. You say, hey, do you think you could move over to the side so other people could use the slide? And then the only answer I've ever gotten to that is no. And then you gotta like, you throw a little bit more finesse on it. The first time, I just kind of waited until the kid moved, because inevitably, you know, like their brains are moving so fast. They just like, 3 seconds later, they're like, I want to jump. But then like, last time, I just said, well, we're going to go down the slide anyway, so it's really up to you. And then we just sort of like went down the slide around him, and we sort of like, you know, bumped into him a little bit. Didn't do any damage or anything like that, you know. Just, I mean, kids are used to getting into each other's way, I suppose. As adults, you try to stay out of other people's way, but kids are just running into each other like all the time. I did not slap him, okay? That was a Reddit thread I read. Don't let it become like a Berenstein Bears thing where now you incept yourself. Hey, when did he tell the story about when he slapped that kid at the playground? That was not me. That was a story I read on Reddit, okay? I'm actually a little stupid, and that's okay. I've been doing this a long time. You expect some degree of brain rot. Okay, that one is inexcusable, I would say. That one doesn't really have an excuse. Washed. I am feeling like my brain's not 100% today. Okay, come on. You wouldn't know it from our second place finish in Hexagon. Bro, it's the other people, dude. Like, that dude triggered the thing on me. What am I supposed to do, you idiot Godzilla? Bro, yes, thank you. Get the fuck out of the way. See, if nobody gets in my way, I can't be stopped. This is why I'm so good at Formula 1. Ah, shit. I didn't think it had that kind of push, man. Oh, no. I did not qualify. I didn't think it had that kind of sustain. Ooh, that is the kind of thing. If I was in politics, people would clip that whole slime climb and be like, we gotta get this fucker out of there. He's gone. I'm just having a slow brain day. Like, I feel like the thoughts are heavy today. Like, they're still getting from point A to point B. They're taking a little longer and a little bit more effort to get there, okay? Gooseberry fool. Oh, man. Did you get a good night's sleep? It was pretty good. Can't really complain. Had a good Peloton ride too. 30-minute Atlantis ride. I ran it back. Last 30-minute Atlantis ride, 346 kilojoules. This 30-minute Atlantis ride was like 361 or 363. It's a pretty good for 10 days later. This is a pretty good improvement, honestly. All the blood's in the damn calves. It's true. What'd you have for breakfast? Turkey sandwich. Had a turkey sandwich. As usual. For breakfast? Do you want to do this again, huh? Here we go. I understand. Walter Shocked is worth a look, okay? You know, that's where you go to BTTV. BTTV Walter Shocked. Let's see. I think I probably could guess what this is. Yeah, that's pretty much what I expected. You know what? I'll add that to the channel. Okay, Walter Shocked has been added to the channel. Wow, that added fast. Oh, no, or do you have a special version of it? You got like the VIP version of it. I'm a big breakfast sandwich kind of guy. And I don't mean like a breakfast sandwich. I mean eating a sandwich you would normally eat for lunch for breakfast. Party Promenade. I like this one. It's like being in the McDonald's ball pit. I am indeed. I'm riding the Peloton before breakfast. Because I don't know if this is a normal thing. I'm not saying DAE, by the way. Does anybody else? Because I know they do. But as a kid, when I played like, you know, rec basketball and stuff like that, rec basketball would start at like 6. I would eat dinner at 5:30, and then the whole time you're running down the court. I was getting like stitches in my side. I was getting stomach cramps. So I think I cramp easily. And then when I was more of a runner, you know, like 7, 8 years ago, I would always get stitches in my side when I ran. And I learned like you can help by like having a consistent footfall. Like I would inhale on like a left foot strike and always exhale on a right foot strike, and it did seem to help. But I find that if possible, I like to work out in the morning, at least for cardiovascular exercise, because then I don't get side stitches. But any kind of like fullness in my stomach will lead to a side stitch for me if I'm working out. But everybody's different. You jumped the queue! You jumped the queue! I'm not gonna make it. 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 I'm gonna make it. Never give up. Grab it, grab it. It's oh no, I'm not even close to making it. It was bad. Choose prediction. We'll go no on that one. Like I said, it's just like being in the McDonald's ball pit. Walter shocked. I like Walter shocked way more than point and laugh. That's for sure. Summer's almost over. The kids are fired up. I've been kind of mourning the loss of summer that's approaching. I guess like the idea that it ends at Labor Day is not really true anymore. Most of the time. I guess summer, it probably ends like the 3rd week of September or something like that. I gotta figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do, man. Because, like, these weekends have been pretty great. Wake up, Peloton ride, do a little yoga, eat some breakfast, take my baby to the park for a couple hours, come back, have lunch, take the baby out in her stroller for a walk so she can get a nice nap in, come back around like 4 p.m., take a little break, eat dinner, give the baby a bath, go to bed. Getting a lot of, I mean, if I tell you my step counter on my phone, Monday to Thursday, I'm getting like 2,000, 3,000 steps a day. Not much, you know? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, Sunday, I was getting 14,000 steps a day. This weekend, at least. Starting in like a month and a half, it rains a lot. Long enough that like, or often enough that I'm not going to be able to get in that kind of walk. What the hell are we going to do? We're going to stay inside and read some books or something like that? I mean, I can manage it for a bit, but like at the same point, like, I mean, you can only read like so many children's books before I need to read something written by an adult for an adult. Because like they do be a little, I mean, the stories are not exactly complicated. They don't hold up to an adult level of critical analysis most of the time. By the way, this shit's starting to piss me off. People are really going off on Peppa Pig on Twitter. Like, you can love Bluey without trying to knock down Peppa Pig, okay? Like, Bluey, sure, I get it. All the adults love Bluey because it teaches kids how to be, you know, empathetic or something. But you don't have to, like, Peppa Pig is still good. Have you seen some of the other dog shit that's on TV for kids? I like Peppa Pig because it deals with real scenarios. Daddy Pig lost his glasses. Peppa Pig lost her boots. Oh, we left the door open and a parrot got outside. You know, I'm not going to qualify. Peppa is a piece of shit? What are you talking about? Peppa Pig is not a piece of shit. She's 5 years old. How is she a piece of shit? Didn't she go to the moon? Yes, on one episode she went to the moon to try to get her boots back. But it's like the X-Files, right? Like they started to run out of ideas in the later seasons and they went a little crazy with it. Like that, but there's like 8 seasons of classic Peppa Pig. I still say maybe like I just saw some bad Bluey episodes, but I am surprised at how people are like in love with Bluey. They're like they're real people, and the only episode I can remember of Bluey that I've seen is the dad wants to throw out some old drawings the kids made, but he knows if he does it in front of the kids, they'll cry. So he goes to the dump with his kids and throws all the shit away, and then they see the drawings, and they go, "Daddy, why are you throwing away our drawings? That makes us feel bad." And I was like, this show is not real? Is the dad the biggest idiot on the planet? Like, why don't you just wait till they go to sleep and then throw out the drawings? Like, it's the easiest crime to get away with of all time. The One Piece! The One Piece is real! Okay, good one, good one. Studies have shown Peppa Pig watching reduces someone's speaking skills. Come on. Who did that study? Someone jealous of the success of Peppa Pig. This is an unbelievable statement. I refuse to believe it. You can't just say studies show. Link to the JSTOR, okay? University of Bluey put out that study. Absolutely. Ooh, studies have shown that children that grow up watching Bluey have a greater chance to grow up to be billionaires. Anybody that watches any other television program grows up to be a hater and an asshole who can't parallel park. Only Bluey viewers stay winning. I got nothing against Bluey. It's just that the Bluey lovers go way too far. At least it's not Blippi. Like, hold on. Ooh, he's back. It's not, doesn't have to be a rivalry. Like, they're making it a mutually exclusive thing. You can only watch Bluey or Peppa Pig. You can watch those. You can watch Sesame Street. My adult friends without kids watch Bluey? That's just insanity. They should just have a kid and get it over with. If you're already watching children's television programs for entertainment, like, you might as well have a kid. It's so sad. I'm reading that from chat. I didn't say that's so sad, okay? I'm just saying. I don't know if it's sad, but it's, you know what it is? It's a reminder of how much more free time you have in general. Not everybody, but in general, how much more free time you have before you have a kid. People without kids be like, yeah, I watch kids' TV shows when I have some spare time, just for fun. I'm not flaming, I'm just saying. Party Promenade. Okay, this has not been our best game lately. That's so sad. It's judgmental. I didn't say that's so sad. Thoughts on Paw Patrol? I genuinely feel like the television program your kid watches, as long as it's a kid's television program, probably is not going to have that much of an impact on their psyche, quite frankly. Like, I know that childless Prime subs in my chat really don't like Paw Patrol because one of the dogs is a cop, but like, it's just a TV show with like the dogs like fly airplanes and stuff like that. They drive cars. Other stuff that's not necessarily like a reasonable facsimile of what happens with dogs in normal human life. If our daughter says, I want to watch that one, and she points to Paw Patrol, I'll let her watch an episode of Paw Patrol now and then. I'm really not that concerned about it. The only thing I won't let her watch is, genuinely, I won't let her watch Cocomelon. Because it just, I don't know, it just gives me the creeps. It seems like it was developed by like a malevolent child psychologist to stupefy. Why are you pushing me? Like, we're both fucked here. Yeah, you know what? No, you don't get to push me. I'm going. Thanks for the boost, bozo. Hope you don't miss your cycle. Ooh, he missed his cycle. Oh! I didn't even know I could make... Oh, whatever. I'm chilling. We did qualify. My 2-year-old loves Cocomelon. My 2-year-old nephew loves Cocomelon, but it definitely turns him into a zombie. Well, like, here's the thing that I'll say. People are judgmental. This is not just a parents or non-parents thing, but like sometimes it can be like a good thing if your kid becomes a zombie. Sometimes you've been like intellectually fulfilling your child's needs for like 10 hours straight, and you kind of just need them to chill out for like an hour or something. So you just, you know, put on some Peppa Pigs, put on some Bluey, and then like drink a cup of tea and scroll through your phone for a little bit, and then after your small break, you're good to be like a good parent again. You just take a little moment. It's the same thing where people always say like, oh, if I went bald, I would go get jacked. I would because being bald and out of shape like I am right now, that would be horrendous. But as soon as my life gets harder, I'm gonna do something I'm already not doing. It's just that people without kids sometimes would be like, I would never let my kid do that. I'm dead, by the way. Casino's still running. We'll delete that. I'm like, bro, you have so much free time and your life's already a disaster. Of course you're like, that's why human beings are here. You know, like we're all human beings. You're gonna have days where you're like, I can't read Hop on Pop one more time. I'm gonna go insane. That's what Sesame Street's for. That's what Peppa Pig is for. You're not gonna be teaching your kid like, you know, to do first derivatives when they're 4 years old. That's madness. Like, you can't even maintain a flossing habit. And you're like, well, if I had a kid, I would never let them eat a French fry. Yeah, okay. Why don't you start by, like, folding the laundry that's been sitting in your hamper for, like, 2 weeks, and then tell me about how you're going to be, like, a super parent when you have no free time. Whereas right now, you have all the free time in the world, and you're not doing shit. It's delusional. Stop, please. What is that aware? We finally found a use case for aware. That hits too close to home. I'm just saying, don't be so judgmental. Don't let your kids watch Paw Patrol. One of the dogs is a cop. Okay, why don't you fucking, like, stop leaving your shit in the washer? You gotta take it out of the washer as soon as the wash is done. Otherwise, it's gonna get moldy in the washer before you put it in the dryer. You're gonna wait like 6 hours with your damp clothes in the washer. You're gonna put it in the dryer, dry it, and then you're gonna be like, why does my clothes smell? I just cleaned them. It's because you left them in the damn washer. And yet you're gonna tell me you're gonna maintain such a strong set of principles when your life gets harder? No, you're gonna bend even more, because that's what human beings do. Let me out! Please. 2 days in the washer? That's just... motherfucker. That's, disgusting. This is from, like, Master of None, I think. But you can leave your clothes in the dryer forever if no one else is using it. Like, if you got your own dryer, you can leave them in there. They might get a little wrinkly. Who cares? You know, if you don't care, then nobody else has to care. But, like, you gotta get that shit out of the washer. Stat. Yeah, the dryer is basically like a small closet. I actually think sometimes, if you got too many clothes, it can be good to leave your clean clothes in the dryer after they're dry, because you get to carry like a little laundry debt on the books. Keeps it from going into your closets, like accounts receivable, and like overflowing the books. My roommate leaves it in the wash for days. The wash, not acceptable. Not acceptable. I'm alive. Yeah, it's like plate up strats, exactly. You can leave a dirty dish in the sink and plate up. It keeps the counter clean. I feel like I should not have qualified here. Does your roommate stink like an old basement? That shit pisses me off, man. Sometimes it does have... You know, you fold the laundry and you don't notice that some of it's a little stinky. And then, like, 3 days later, you reach into your dresser, you put on a shirt, and then you're like, I already got it on, dude. I got like this stink on me. Thoughts on the song Short People by Randy Newman? It honestly is one of my favorite Randy Newman songs. As long as you know that it's satirical. He doesn't actually hate short people. In fact, he might be one of them himself. That's a good song. Short people got nobody. Short people got nobody. Randy Newman 6'3". Never mind, I hate that song. That song is a hate crime. I have never listened to it willfully. 5'6" here. I love that song. Do you only listen to the part where he goes, short people are just the same as you and I. Oh, fools such as I. All men are brothers until the day they die. It's a wonderful world. Sorry. Randy Newman impression is like the easiest impression of all time. Don't touch me, motherfucker. Which is why it became popularized on Family Guy. It's a -2 Randy Newman impression? What, really? I've been listening to a lot of You Got a Friend in Me against my will. You got troubles, but I got them too. There ain't another thing I wouldn't do for you. You're right, it is pretty bad. Did anybody die? You're just singing is not an impression? What are you talking about? Some of the people might be a little bit smarter than I am, bigger or stronger too. They don't do the way I do for you. That's not a good Randy Newman. It seemed like a good Randy Newman for me. Oh, sorry. Choose prediction. We did 39%? Come on. If only you could hear yourself. Through the bones in my skull, it sounds good. Okay? Have you ever heard this song? What are you talking about? You got a friend in me. That's not Randy Newman? That sounds perfect to me. You got a friend in me. That was better? That's good? Sorry, okay, I had to get myself ready for it. I'm running the casino mid-round. That's a scary thought. I told you, I learned how to sing. From singing so many Disney songs in the car with my daughter. I'm malicious, mean, and scary. My sneer could curdle dairy. And violence-wise, my hands are not the cleanest. But despite my evil look, and my temper and my hook, I've always yearned to be a concert pianist. Can't you see me on the stage performing Mozart, twinkling the ivories till they gleam? Though I do like breaking femurs, you can count me with the dreamers, 'cause way down deep inside I've got a dream. I've got a dream. He's got a dream. Okay, sorry. That's the inimitable Brad Garrett, also known as Robert Barone from Everybody Loves Raymond. Anyone else Tangled pilled? Sorry, that's just ridiculous question. Tangled's pretty good. We watched it, I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks ago. I would say, I don't know, I wouldn't put it in the upper quintile. So when Jay says Tangled's top 3 and it's not 3rd, or I think he said it was top 5 but it's not 5th, I disagree with that. I wouldn't put it in the top quintile, but it's I enjoyed myself, don't get me wrong. I hate to break it to you, you will definitely be watching Tangled again. I think I've probably seen Frozen 3 times in 2022 already, and I mean, her movie watching days are only starting. But she doesn't know it's called Frozen. She just calls it Elsa movie, which is also fine. But I think, dude, Frozen is actually like... Look, I don't really want to hear Let It Go again, but Frozen's full of bops. Like, I think it's a very watchable film. Love is an Open Door is a great song. For the First Time in Forever is very uplifting. In Summers is humorous. I haven't seen Moana yet, but I've heard the whole soundtrack 20 times. Soundtrack seems like it's full of bops. I still don't think that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson actually sang You're Welcome. I think that Lin-Manuel Miranda sang it, and then they put a rock voice changer on it, but that's my conspiracy theory. I know. Oh, no, I've seen it. I saw him do it at the Grammys. Okay, you believe that shit. I got a bridge to sell you. Moana's got... I don't care so much for how far I'll go from Moana. I understand that's the big jam. But, the one with the coconut. What's it called? You know what I'm talking about. You'll know the name. Oh, dude, yeah, Shiny also goes insane. I didn't know Jermaine Clement was in that movie. That's his, like, David Bowie Disney song. Which is probably a cursed sentence. If you're a huge fan of David Bowie, I'd like to apologize for probably making you feel like you want to commit a crime against me. But it really, I mean, it's Bowie-esque. I'm not saying it's part of the, it's like worthy of being on Aladdin Sane or something like that. We made it. Shiny's a great song, though. We qualified. That was a good round. Actually, Shiny was sung by The Rock and then pitch adjusted with a New Zealand accent for Jermaine Clement. Okay, fair enough. -2 Shiny is bad? What are you talking about? Shiny's a good song, man. Moana's got a very good soundtrack. Shiny is great, Shiny is great, Shiny is... There, you see it? This is the only thing chat can agree on. Even people that are like, I hate Disney. I hope Disney World falls into a big sinkhole. They're like, yeah, okay, I hate Disney, but Shiny's pretty good. Will we qualify? Oh, it's the finals. Is mid? What? Thoughts on the Tarzan soundtrack? I mean, this is how you make millennials fight. Because it's just based on, like... If you move birthdays 2 years, your perception of Disney movie soundtracks changes completely. I'm of the opinion that... I like Phil Collins. I like Genesis. I like some of his solo work. I feel like the Tarzan soundtrack is not that good. Well, maybe partially... I just think You'll Be in My Heart is like not a great Disney song, considering it's like the landmark song in that film. Strangers Like Me is a little bit better. Like I could see that being on the radio in like 1989. But it's not I'm really not that into the Tarzan soundtrack, to be fair. And I knew I was gonna get -2s for it. But I think it's partially based on my age too. I was like, when Tarzan came out, I was like, oh, I'm too cool for Disney. I'm watching, I don't know, was it 1998? I was probably watching, like, you know, The Addams Family on repeat or something like that. So I missed my window to naturally get into the Tarzan soundtrack. And now I have no nostalgia for it, and nostalgia pulls a lot of weight when we're talking about evaluating this sort of stuff. Okay, sorry, I can't glance. Okay, now you're gonna cause, like, a lot of hatred for me, so I hope you're happy. But I actually feel like if you'll allow me to slaughter a sacred cow, another overrated Disney soundtrack, and I did not think it was overrated until I listened to more of it recently, is The Lion King. Now just give me a second, okay? The Elton John soundtrack... I couldn't see. The Elton John soundtrack, great. The recorded soundtrack, where for some reason Elton John was like, this isn't worth my time, is not even close to as good. They needed to pay Elton, sorry, Sir Elton, whatever he wanted to come in and do that shit in the studio. Because recording it with a non-Elton voice was not the... It compromises the whole thing. I also think... So hear me out here. As a child, and even as an adult, I thought I loved The Circle of Life. And it is kind of soaring, but... Oh, sorry, Blind Casino. It's almost a little too saccharine for me. Like it's too it's 2 drops of Jupiter for me, where it's like it's pulling on your heartstrings and your sense of like wonder to such a transparent extent that to me it doesn't hit me the same way it did when I was like 6. And then I actually just feel like, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? I just don't think it's a good song. I Just Can't Wait to Be King, I think is a good song. Hakuna Matata, you know, every Disney movie's got one fun song, and I feel like Hakuna Matata is fine. Be Prepared is a good one. But overall, I feel like I don't like... I used to say like the Lion King soundtrack was my favorite Disney soundtrack, but I don't think that that's true anymore. I think Little Mermaid's mostly ass. Come on. Look, part of that world is a great song, maybe a little overplayed. Under the Sea is just, it's a catchy one, man. And then like Poor Unfortunate Souls, that's a great song too. Mulan's got some good ones. Hold on, will we qualify? But just give me the... Put me in the game so I can run the damn casino. Listen to the Lion King Broadway soundtrack. Hey, I saw anyone Toronto pilled here. For my 8th grade graduation trip, our school went to Toronto and we saw the Lion King at the Prince of Wales Theatre. Princess of Wales Theatre? It was like an Ontario rite of passage, I think. And then we saw a Toronto Blue Jays versus Tampa Bay Devil Rays game when they were still called the Devil Rays. And when they were perennially, like, by far the worst team in the AL East. And we went to Medieval Times. I don't know, this is kind of fucked up. But it was awesome when I was like 13. When we went to Medieval Times, they told us in advance that our night was going to win. Because like one of our teachers knew the manager of Medieval Times or something like that. And at the time, as a kid, I was like, that's awesome. Because we know our night's going to win. But as an adult, I was like... thinking about the fact that there's like kids in other sections and stuff like that. Like we weren't the only kids in Medieval Times. It's just a little bit fucked up that you could just be like, oh yeah, we're here for our 8th grade graduation. All these kids win and all the other kids sitting in like the Yellow Knight section lose. Or like, but they don't even know that they're gonna lose. And they don't know, I mean, it's obviously it's rigged, but they don't know that it's like rigged on top of being rigged. Obviously, it's fake. They're not really fighting. But then also, like, the fakeness was also rigged in advance. I don't know how they choose who wins on a normal day. Maybe that's how they do it. Maybe it's just whoever's got the grade 8 graduation trip. But they change the night every 4 months or so. Whenever there's a famous person there, they make them win. Wait, like a famous person plays the night? And they win automatically, or whenever there's a famous person in the stands. I can understand that. I don't think it's right, but I can understand it. That's crazy. Hop on Rumbleverse. I did. Look, this is the beauty of Fall Guys. Time slipped away from me a little bit, but I'm gonna go on a Rumbleverse next for sure. Yeah, dude, I went and my night was Neil deGrasse Tyson. You have just created the most plausible lie of all time. Because it sounds like a lie, but it also sounds true. If someone told me, like if I went to Medieval Times and they were like, the Red Knight is Neil deGrasse Tyson tonight, I would be like, that tracks. He's kind of like a dork. I'm in. Did you see that jump? When am I getting into the fashion industry? Look at that jump. I'm Neo for real. I was thinking about making a tweet last night because I've been doing pretty well in Rumbleverse, not to brag or anything. I thought about making a tweet that was like, I'm going to start walking like Morpheus walks for real. You know how Morpheus walks with his arms crossed behind his back? But then I couldn't find a... I Googled Morpheus. And there was no picture of him walking with his arms crossed behind his back. And then I Googled Morpheus walking, and there was no picture of him walking like that, but there were some cosplayers doing it. And then I Googled Morpheus standing, and it brought up the same photos as Morpheus walking. That's how every old dude at H-Mart walks. No, you got... The old dudes at H-Mart walk with their hands clasped behind them. I'm talking about arms crossed, like grabbing opposite elbows. You're not wrong. I do see a lot of people at H-Mart. A lot of 70-year-old men walking like that while their spouse takes a really long time to pick out a radish. Oh, man. This is the best posture to look at fruit. Postures to look at fruit, too. This posture goes hard for looking at fruit. Feel free to screenshot. Okay, okay. How do you grab your elbows like that? I'm going to be honest. I tried to do it last night just to see if I could do it. And then it made my right shoulder hurt a little bit. So then I tried it just now to demonstrate it for you. And my right shoulder still hurt. I thought maybe like I would have been warmed up or something like that. And I would have like been able to do it. But I don't know. It's just, it's... When I was... Oh, I'm not going to qualify. I'm not... Nope, not qualify. Okay, well, then it's Rumbleverse time. You know, I say, like, sometimes when you get older, you just give up on, like, recovering from injuries. When I was lifting, this is, like, March 2019, I did a shoulder press, and I felt something, like, just slip in my shoulder. And then the shoulder hurt for, like, a month. I gave it time for recovery, but it hurt for, like, a month. And then still, like, you know, when I did that Morpheus thing, I was like, oh, I guess it's not healed. It's still something going on in there that probably will just never be the same. But that's